Okay, everyone. I guess the question I have here for myself is, shall I take this seriously or not? So I'm going to take it seriously. And even though my deepest apologies to Genevieve for us not having the footage here, let's take it and have a go at it from at least an editing standpoint. It's interesting, even from here, it'd be nice to have a close-up of her because the opening shot really doesn't set her up for a point of view shot very well. First of all, if this is supposed to be Harold's point of view, it's a very strange shot. It moves off of, how does this work? We cut off of, we never see, what's her name? Penny, right? This is Penny. Anyway, so it's just a very strange shot. It's almost like it's Harold's point of view shot, but it, okay, so it comes into focus. Penny leaves, never to be seen again, never to be seen even once. So it just needs a tighter shot on her to get a point of view here, and you may have had it in your other one, right? In your, hello. I don't get the acting here from Jake. You come in, and I'm not sure, we don't see you see her, so I don't really see your reaction to her. It seems to me that this is a moment for both of you, right? Oh my God, I'm seeing you, I'm seeing him, that kind of thing. So it needs some more delicacy to it here. And given your point of view later in the scene, Jake, I'm not sure why you're just so friendly here now. It seems like you could be you're a nice young man coming for a job interview rather than somebody who's near death.
I'm here quick.
Genevieve, and in this moment, it just feels to me like there's a lot that you could just let be interior. In other words, you're in close-up. I mean, just looking at him. The last little moment here is very nice, but it feels like the earlier ones before it are almost like if you just let your face go and just think the thoughts, you'll be fine. But it finishes off nice. I love the last series of thoughts. I don't know why you're using a dissolve here. It makes it seem like time has passed, and I'm not sure what that's about. If she's really looking at his tie and he's fiddling with it, just cut to it, or maybe there's some other reason. Now, the sock puppet acting, I'm going to ask you to take it seriously and go back and use one sock puppet and actually go through the acting moments and try to find the stillness and movement in them. I mean, part of it is every time we cut to it, it's the same kind of just filler, when in fact I think you can at least take it as though it were an animated something you were working with here, and try to be
we ought to do a little more than 10%.
A little better with your acting on your sock puppet. In other words, when is it still? When is it looking down?
What was in the file?
When is it a silent moment of discovery for the sock puppet? All the things we asked for, because for right there, we just cut in the sock puppet's making its mouth move when we don't see its eyes. But if we see its eyes, we can see it register. I think you're not giving your sock puppet credit enough. Okay?
I was.
Oh. I could hear you occasionally. Your voice I would hear it.
I'm not sure what your point of view is on this, Jake. It seems, again, a little bit like trying to describe something stranger than what you're seeming to go through.
Narrating my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah, again, back to the same sock puppet acting note. And who's that guy sitting over there in the corner?
How did this happen?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, but this is incredibly strange.
You're telling me.
Jake, your acting it's interesting. I feel like, it's I won't say you haven't improved. You seem to be very settled there, and the camera's coming into you, and all that's good. But it feels more like you're acting in a detective movie, and you're the detective rather than being Harold. Mostly because I feel like you're maybe a little too centered here and too
You're
casual.
crazy.
Sort of. Not as crazy as some people thought. Mostly because you were right about everything. Like, everything. And then you said, little did he know.
Little did he know.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, even if what you were to say is, if you've come with all your notes and all of your, all this stuff, how is he prepared to come and do this? That might be another way of looking at it, so that you have some maybe more doings in your lap than just your tie to mess with. That you've got your notebook and your research.
It's third person omniscient, which meant it was, someone other than me. At least that's what Professor Hilbert said.
Professor Hilbert?
Yeah.
Professor Jules Hilbert?
Yeah. She loves your books.
I love her letters.
I mean, that's an interesting little exchange, and I guess you're on the sock puppet a little too long, it seems to me, and I'm wondering what Jake's reaction is to that. I mean, it's like finding that she knows the professor is interesting, and I just see it sort of sit there a bit
Sure you
neutrally.
understand. I had to.
Okay.
What is it?
It's nothing. Okay.
I mean, now that you've met me and can see that I exist, you aren't.
And I'm assuming that you didn't have him stand into this shot. If you did have him stand into it, the edit could be cut better. But if you just started with him in this shot, then in the future, always remember to enter shots. And actors, good to remember that as
Well,
well.
you kill me, right?
I just...
And I'm a little surprised that the sock puppet isn't in that little section there where he's really putting the pressure on her.
Have you written it?
I can...
Have you written it?
I mean, this is like an attorney interrogating her rather than a man whose life is now in danger. I guess that's what it feels like to me.
An outline. Hey! Let him read it.
And do we need another sock puppet for Penny here? That's I guess the question. And I guess finally, the question for me is a little bit. It's interesting because I know sometimes these things happen. My question a little bit would be, what were you thinking you needed 2 cameras for on this? I suppose maybe you thought that you could get more performances, more takes out of them. In other words, just we could do it a number of times and you'd get more different performances out of them. But one of the questions I would have of you is, do you have any other performances of Jake as it is? How many performances were you able to get out of him? And are there any other pieces of it that work better for you? Because it seems to me there might be, given the fact that you had 2 cameras. So anyway, I'm asking you to take the sock puppet seriously and get me an edit that would make the angels weep because of the sock puppet's incredible emotional content and the struggle the sock puppet's going through, with Genevieve's beautiful vocal work going on with it. Okay? Thanks.